Good evening. We are Mind Body Connection. I'm Elizabeth Beetham and this is Dominic Beirne. We have specialised in helping people improve their mental and physical health for many years. Every Tuesday at 7 o'clock on this channel, we will be helping you improve your mental and physical well-being by providing tips, having a chat, you asking questions. This is what we're going to be doing every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Tonight, we are going to share our 10 tips for moving forward from lockdown. You can ask questions at any time. It's wonderful technology, isn't it? So please do ask us questions, or you can make comments as this is going live. You can communicate with us, which is pretty wonderful. And we really encourage you to do that, please. So lockdown, having to stay at home and only be able to go out once a day for exercise has been terribly difficult for everyone. But gradually now, these restrictions are being eased. But I do feel that people need some help with understanding how to come out of lockdown in a positive way. And I'm sure that many of you out there will welcome some help and advice. So tonight, we're offering 10 tips on how to help and encourage you to successfully move forward into this new era.
Yeah, I totally agree, Elizabeth. This is the new normal, everybody, and you know, whether we like it or not, that's the way it is, and we have a choice. We can either continue to let it get us down and remain stuck within ourselves, or we can make the right choice and accept the idea, accept the way it is now, and start to focus on what we can do and not what we can't do in order to move forward and as we come out of this lockdown, because it's not going to go away. It's completely, even though a lot of restrictions have been lifted. And so, you know, we're going to focus on tonight what we can do to begin to move forward along the right path for better mental and physical well-being, you know, and emotional well-being. That's what we're all about, mind-body connection. So yeah, that's what we're doing now, and that's what we're going to be talking about tonight.
I'm so glad you agree with me, Dominic.
I dare not to.
Quite.
So anyway, as I said before, both myself and Elizabeth, we've got 10 tips, 5 each, that we're going to give you about moving forward as we continue to come out from this lockdown. And the first tip I'm going to give is being able to accept it. Yeah. Accepting the fact that this is the new normal for the time being anyway. And hopefully it won't last for too long, but it could. We just don't know yet. Yeah, and that's the thing. We just don't know. So as we come out from this lockdown and continue to come out, we've got to accept that this is now the new normal. This is the way it is now. And if we don't able to accept that, we're going to remain stuck. We're going to remain what I call in the blame frame and looking at what's wrong and what's broken. You know, this is the way it is. This is the way it is for now, anyway. And the best way to move forward, the first step forward, is to accept the fact that this is, for the time being anyway, the new normal. That's my first tip.
I think you've made a really good point there, because we are known as a nation of moaners and complainers, and it's not particularly healthy. It's not good for you to sort of focus on all the negative things. And so I think that's a really useful tip. Instead of resisting what's happening, just a steady acceptance of things are different, they are a bit difficult, And that acceptance actually will make you feel better within yourself, will improve your mental health. Yeah, that's a good one, Dominic.
Yeah, it didn't matter what happened in life, if we can't, there's something we just can't change. That's what I mean, in the sense of what's going on, and this is a global thing, and every country is dealing with it in their own way under their government. Okay, so whatever way that is, for the time being, this is the new norm,
Yes.
And so acceptance is the first tip I can give, and it's once you can start to do that, you are in the land of choices now about where you go with it, how to move forward. That's number one. Number two is start to create goals for yourself. Ask yourself, what do you want? Where do you want to be this time next year?
Good one.
This time next year, where do you want to be? Because if we don't have goals, we can't move forward anyway. So once, as I said, the first step, acceptance, once we can do that, we can now begin to make goals for yourself. And ask yourself those vague questions. Where would I like to be this time next year?
That's really powerful. Yeah, very powerful, because all successful people tend to set goals for themselves, and goals can change, but it's a very powerful way. Once you've written something down, it helps you move towards that goal. And you can always bear in mind that they can change. But it's good to write your goals down, I think, Dominic, is it?
Write them down, know what they are. Don't, make too many. Maybe 3, I'd say. 3, 4 at the most to start with anyway. And goals where, that are realistic, obviously. And, but the question is, where do I want to be this time next year? What do I want to have this time next year? What do I want to achieve? So that's step number 2 of one of my tips. So the first one, accepting the new norm. Yeah. It is now, for the time being anyway. We'll mark it out accepted. Okay.
Absolutely.
Things will get better, and eventually. And the second one, begin to set goals. Okay, they're my first 2 tips. What about your first 2 tips, Elizabeth? What have you got?
Okay, well, my first one is, I hope you can remember this, because it's being safe and sensible. So I think that would be a nice new mantra for us all: safe and sensible. Remember to follow the government guidelines, and what we have produced from the government site, we have produced a slide. It may come on the screen now. If not, please email us and we'll send you a copy. It's quite simplistic, that's been taken from the government site. We must obey the government guidelines as much as we possibly can. So being safe and sensible, I think, is quite a good mantra. What do you think, Dominic?
Absolutely. Well, it makes common sense, really, isn't it? We've got to remain safe for our own protection and for the protection of others. Because, if we don't follow these guidelines that the government has laid out, then we're going to run the risk of setting up a second spike.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, the worst thing is we'll go into lockdown again, and that could be the worst thing that could happen.
We don't want that.
On the whole country level, on the whole world level. I mean, there are some countries out there that have to go back into lockdown. You know what I mean? Because the infection rate is going up. Because some people have not been, or a lot of people have not been following the rules.
Yes.
So, follow the rules, use your common sense, be sensible.
Even though, I mean, some of it may feel a pain. We have to wear a mask in shops now. But it's this, going back to what Dominic said about accepting. If you just put your mask on, get on with it. This is what we have to do. This is the rules. It's not that difficult, really. And if we don't complain, we don't get into the moaning, complaining mode, we'll feel better. So just get on with it. We're quite stoic, you know, as a nation, we're stoic. And, you know, I'm sure the world has become more stoic because we've had a lot to deal with over the last few months. So just be safe and sensible. That's my first tip. But the second one, leading on from that, might sound a bit of a contradiction, but I think we've also got to be brave. We've got to be brave because what we need to do is start building our economy again. So, and we do have a social responsibility, in my opinion. So we do need to go to those shops. A lot of the shops, most of the shops are open now, and it can be a lovely experience. And what we have to consider is that if we don't support those shops, we won't have a high street. We will lose the pleasure of shopping. And as much as online shopping's been really helpful and can be very useful if you just need something quickly and you don't know where to find it, you know, I've used online shopping, but I think now is the time. And I hate to tell you this, but I can't improve the economy of the country on my own, as much as I love to shop. So I'd really encourage you, if you can afford to, get out there and go and see those shop assistants who really need our support at the moment, because all of those jobs are at risk. And as an economy, the economy of this country is going to suffer if we lose all those employees, if more and more shops have to close down. So that's really my second tip, is be brave, put your mask on, go and have a mooch in the shops. Especially, I mean, us girls love to shop, so why not get out there and have a little, indulge yourself a bit if you can afford to. Obviously, I know a lot of people have already lost their jobs. I'm very concerned, particularly for the young of this country. So those of us who can afford to, I think it's really going to help the economy and help the young as well if we can keep those people employed in the shops.
Yeah. And if you can't afford it, or, you know, get out of the house anyway, you know, go around the shop, look around the shop, you know, and try and get back into that normality as much as you can, you know, by getting out of the house, going, looking around the shop, going for a walk even, you know, or walking around the shopping mall. And, you know, and again, it's not just in this country, it's the whole world, you know, the whole world are suffering financially as a result of this virus. So it's getting out, and if you can spend a bit of money, start doing that again. You know,
don't leave it all up to me. I should be bankrupt. What about your next then?
Okay, my number 3 would be, once you have created your goals, once you know what it is that you want, okay, create that, get the picture in your mind, make it clear in your mind what it is that you want, and then write it down on a A4 size piece of paper, or type it off on the and print it off from your computer. Put it in your favorite color, you know, make it big font, okay, and then stick that up in every room in the house.
Wow.
Through in every room, so that you're seeing it all the time. You're seeing what those goals are. It's reminding you continuously what they are. You know, put on your cell phone, your mobile at a screensaver. Put it on your laptop screensaver, your iPad, PC, whatever that you use a lot. Put it on there so you're continuously being reminded of what it is that you want and what those goals are. Because that way, it's going into
Sorry, Dominic. I love that idea.
And so you begin to think like that anyway. Go on, Elizabeth.
Sorry, Dominic. Sorry. I love the. I'm such a chatterbox. I love the idea of having your goals on a screensaver. So you could have your 12-month goal at the top, and then perhaps the month goal, and then perhaps you could change the day. You could have a daily goal, something you want to achieve. Something I've been doing during lockdown is doing a gratitude diary. So 3 times three things each day that I'm grateful for. That's stopped me moaning a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. That's a real good idea. Gratitude diary. Being grateful for what we've got. Rather than focusing on what we don't have. So number 4, be flexible. And be flexible. If it's not working, do something else. I hear so many people say, "I tried to do this and it didn't work." And I ask the question, "What did you do then?" "I tried it again." "What, the same way?" "Yeah." "And what happened?" "It didn't work." "Well, I'm not surprised it didn't work. If it didn't work the first time, unlikely going to work the second time. So be flexible. Ask yourself, what do I need to do to improve this? What do I need to change to improve this? Remember, there's no such thing as failure. There's only feedback. I'm going to repeat that. There's no such thing as failure. There's only feedback. You only failed when you've given up.
Yeah.
That's the only time you failed, when you give up. So if something's not working, be flexible and ask yourself the question, what do I need to do to improve this? What do I need to change in order to improve this? And then adjust your behavior or whatever it is you're doing. And if that didn't work, again, ask those questions and keep asking them.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need until you get it right. So be flexible. Don't be hard on yourself. Be gentle. And remember, I'm going to repeat it again. There's no such thing as failure. There's only feedback.
That's really good, Dominic. Because we need to be kind to ourselves, and it is good. I think we've learned to become in lockdown more adaptable. So that's an aspect of that. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. So be flexible. Number 4. And it's over to you now. What's your number 3 and 4?
Okay, well, my number 3 is build some normality back into your life. I think that's really important. Small things that make life feel more normal will really help you. I had a visitor, had a girlfriend came at the weekend. It was brilliant. We talked a lot, and it felt really normal. Thoroughly enjoyed that. Just to have someone to entertain, and we went for a lovely long walk. But we really had a nice time together. So I think try and build normality back into your life. Go to the pub, go to your favourite restaurant, meet with your friends. We're allowed to meet with, I think Dominic said, 3 families.
Well, no, it's people from different family when they're outside.
Right, when we're outside, we can meet, But the weather's been quite kind to us this year, so we can sit outside and we can enjoy those normal things that make life worth living. If you're a little bit nervous, and as I said earlier, we do need to be brave. But if you are a bit nervous, go and check out, or get your husband or partner to go and check out places where you feel comfortable. You need to feel safe. You need to feel that where you are, you feel safe. A lot of places I've really got fantastic, they're very well organised. They've got fantastic ways of keeping people the correct distance, and they've worked very, very hard at following the government guidelines. We went to a restaurant on Saturday evening. They took our temperature before we went into the building, which felt a bit strange. But as Dominic said, it's that acceptance. that's maybe a new norm, that we're going to have our temperature taken a lot. But if that protects us and other people from spreading COVID again, it's worth it. It's just a moment. So just get on with it, really. But I think it's very important to try and build some normality back into our life so that we can start moving forward, start feeling more positive, and just start feeling that life is going back to normal. And hopefully it will be a progression now. That's what we're all praying for, really, isn't it, Dominic?
Yeah, totally, 100%. I haven't yet been to a restaurant yet, but I am planning to go to one soon. But it's all about that. It's all about common sense, and it's just been sensible when we're out, and that's it. And thinking about other people, because still, as Elizabeth said earlier, there's still a lot of fear out there.
There is.
The problem, and so we've got to be more understanding to these people, because those of you that still have a lot of fear, we hope that what we're saying now will help you begin to move forward, and to those that are not fearful, be respectful of people who have fear, and that's what I'm saying. Look at common sense. The last thing we want as a country, as a world, wherever you're from, is that infection rate to go back up.
Yeah.
Because, you go back to lockdown the way it was, in my opinion, it's game over. So that's why I'm saying we must follow the government guidelines, but we also have to be brave and take that step forward now and begin to get back to normality, or the best you can in this new normal.
And the same as with the shops, these establishments need our support. Some of them, a local pub that I have been for a drink as well, and they put the most wonderful protocol in for, so that you do feel comfortable and safe there. It must have cost them quite a lot to do that. They've got screens up and you order everything from your phone, but that has cost them. They have invested in that to encourage us to go and support them at the same time as feeling safe. So do go out and start sort of building that normality into your life. I think that's so important. And my step forward, sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, remember the saying, we're all in this together. So, let's remember that and help each other to move forward.
Yeah. Be kind to each other, respect each other. Especially people who are fearful, as Dominic said. That's a very good point. Some people are still more fearful than others. We all have different personalities, and so respect people who are fearful. But we do need to be brave. I think it's a good word. Yeah. And also, my next number 4 is the gyms have opened. Now, I love the gym, as any of you know that knows me well. I always talk about moving that body. We do need to exercise for our health. It's absolutely, exercise is essential for good health. Exercise gives us vitality. It's the most fantastic stress buster. And we are all under a certain amount of extra stress at the moment. And what I would like to encourage you, I know that many of you went walking when we were in lockdown. So what a great habit to have created for yourself, to actually have gone walking every day, which I certainly did. I did some running as well, but every day I certainly did some form of exercise. And a little confession here, I'm not walking as much as I was. I want to try and build that back into my daily routine. Walking is so good for us. If you briskly walk 5 times a week, your health will improve very quickly, and it will reduce your levels of stress in your body. If you're comfortable, go to the gyms. I'm looking forward to going to the gym, but I'm not quite sure about that at the moment. I'm just going to wait a bit and see what happens. I think weight training is very, very important for women, particularly women of a certain age. Upper body strength is really good. Doing weight bearing exercises is really helpful for women. It helps protect us from osteoporosis. And also it gives you that feel good factor, as Dominic was saying earlier. It makes you feel good about yourself when you're going to the gym. So I'd really encourage you, but do it in your time when you feel comfortable. That there are restrictions in. I think you know more about that than I do, Dominic. What's your gym like?
Well, it's very good actually. I mean, they close down twice a day to completely clean the whole place. They fog it out or something. I'm not quite sure what they do, but they disinfect the whole place. You can only book in for a certain time period when you go to the gym, and only so many people are allowed in at once. You've got plenty of space around you wherever you're working out, and then when you finish, everybody leaves together, keeping social distance, obviously, and then they clean all the equipment down, and before they let a lot of people in. So they're doing it very, very well. So again, you know, depending where you are, ring them up and ask them what they're doing. You know, are they following all the guidelines?
Check it out. Check it out. It'll make you feel more comfortable. Definitely. Yeah. And what's your final tip for tonight, Dominic?
My final one is to have hope. When we have hope, we have belief. Without hope, you don't have belief. So have hope. Have hope that things are going to get better, because they are. Have hope that you are going to achieve your goals. Because by having that hope, you have belief. You know, the thing is, you don't have belief, you're not going to do anything to move forward anyway. So to have a belief that you can achieve that goal, you know, so, you know, in order to have that belief, have hope. Hope is a word that I heard being used a lot more these days, which I'm pleased to say, you know.
It's a great word.
You know, it is a great word. And in most religions, and you know, this is not a preach, because most religions out there, I do know that they use the word hope a lot, you know. And so whether you're religious or not, it doesn't matter. Have hope. Have hope, because by having hope, you have a belief. And you have a belief, it's possible. Without hope, there's no belief. And without any belief, we're not going to move forward. You know, so hope. That's, you know, number 5. Have hope.
That's a lovely one. I like that one. So my final one tonight is I want to talk about the value of a smile. We don't realise how powerful a smile can be. So I'm to very quickly tell you a little story. What I like to believe, what I do believe, is that a universal truth is that giving is a very powerful thing, and giving makes us happy, everyone happy. When we're giving, I don't mean presents. I mean, we like to give and receive presents, but I mean, when we're giving of ourselves, that actually brings happiness into our life. And the thing is about a smile is a gift. It's one of the most simple gifts that we can give to anyone. And there's a lot of lonely people in the world. And I think this lockdown has been very, very difficult for people who've lived on their own. So now that they can get out, why not give a nice smile from your heart and say hello? It will just make you feel so much better, and it will make them feel so much better. It's incredibly powerful. So that's my final tip for tonight. And the world needs more smiles. We did a session on Zoom about smiles. You can probably look at it. It was a really happy session, wasn't it, Dominic? And it's so powerful.
Yeah, Absolutely. Yeah. And remember, when we smile, it releases the endorphins in the brain. It goes into the bloodstream, which are happy chemicals, which makes you feel good anyway. You know, and so, and quite often when you smile at somebody else, they'll smile back. So you're feeling better then. You know what I mean? It's giving and receiving. And you know, if they don't smile back, so what?
Yeah.
You would have changed them.
You've given your gift and you'll feel better. Yeah.
You know,
excellent.
Smile more, you know, and because that is one of the big keys for happiness. It really is. So there you go. I think we've cleared all the 10 tips of ours. Do follow them, you know, and
may I just,
them, we will move forward.
Just to finish off my bit on a smile,
Okay.
I did write, when we did our session, I wrote a little poem. I am a poet, not the best one in the world by any chance, but I do enjoy poetry. I enjoy reading it and I enjoy writing it. So my little poem for this evening on a smile. The smallest gesture that turns your mouth north. It happens in a second, but can last a whole life through. Simply in a moment and so perfectly right. Love shines its brightest light.
Really nice, really nice, beautiful. Great, and what a lovely way to finish off on that. So thank you all those that have been watching and or who are watching it later on YouTube. Thank you for visiting our channel. Please do subscribe if you haven't. There will be a lot more videos going on, not just the live stream, but there'll be other things that will be putting up on how to improve your mental, physical, and emotional health. And please share this video as well. If you can share on your Facebook page or Twitter or LinkedIn, that'll be most
great.
appreciated. Yeah. Next week we've got a guest speaker coming in. Her name is Nancy Abdo. I think I pronounced that right. She's a life coach from Lebanon. She's very well known there. She's had people from all over the Middle East and the world contact her and have coaching with her in order to move forward. She's very good at helping people to overcome whatever blocks they've got in their lives. So she's very good, very good. We'll be talking to her next week, listening to her tips on how to be more positive, how generally to be more positive. So I don't know about you, Elizabeth. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, I look forward to that a lot. Yeah, thank you, Dominic, for organising that.
Great. So I hope we'll see you all again next week. Well, you'll see us next week at 7 o'clock Tuesday. That's London time, UK time. So until then, it's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me.
Bye, everyone. Take care.